Picking the right MP3 player today can be confusing. There are so many models out there claiming better sound, bigger storage, and longer battery life that it's hard to know which ones are really worth the money. So I went through tons of reviews, compared features, and looked at what real users had to say to help you sort out through the noise. So in this video, I'll go over the 7 best MP3 players you can buy right now. And if you find something you like, I'll leave links to all the MP3 players in the description below. First up is the SanDisk Clip Sport Plus, which I ranked as the most budget friendly, and the first thing you'll notice is its size. It's built for workouts, and the clip on the back locks onto your shirts, shorts, or bag so it stays put while you move. And it's also water resistant with an IPX5 rating, so it can handle some light rain, splashes, or a sweaty gym session without any problem. And the player is light and simple to use, which means you can leave your phone at home and still have your favorite music with you. It even comes with 16 gigabytes of storage, which should be more than enough for about 1,000 songs. And you also get built-in FM radio, which uses wired headphones as the antenna. But if you prefer wireless, then it also has Bluetooth. And battery life is pretty strong with this one. You get up to 20 hours with wired headphones, which is plenty for several days of training before you need to charge it again. And here's what Christopher had to say. I love this little player. I'm on my second one as I wore out the first one. No fault of the manufacturer or any shade on the quality. Though as it endured heavy use over a period of years and even got dropped a lot. I got my money's worth. The audio quality is good too. Not awesome, but good enough, especially for the price. Next up is the Hi-Bi R4, which I ranked as the most powerful amp, and the first thing you should know about it is that it runs on a Snapdragon 665 processor with Android 12 and 3 gigabytes of memory. Now, these might not be the most modern stats, but for what it does, it's more than enough, like scrolling through menus and streaming apps. But where it really shines is the audio. It uses a quad-chip digital-to-analog array with ES9018C2M chips, low-phase noise, crystal clocks, and a built-in Class A amplifier stage. And if that means nothing to you, just know you're getting more resolution and punch while keeping the background super quiet. So this will pair perfectly with higher-end headphones. It also supports native DSD256, 32-bit, 768 kHz PCM, and even 16x MQA unfolding, so you're covered for about every high-res file that you'd want to play. And up front, you've got a bright 4.7-inch HD screen, and inside there's a 4500 mAh battery. And here's what one buyer said. Perfect high-quality DAP with Android built-in. Love the external speaker when I don't want to wear headphones. Great player at a great price. For connections, you get both 3.5mm single-ended and 4.4mm balanced headphone jacks. And even though it only starts at 32 gigabytes built in, you can expand it with a microSD card up to 2 terabytes. So even if you have a giant playlist, you should have more than enough space. Up next is the Sony NW-A306 Walkman, which I ranked as the best mid-range high resolution. Now this one might be a throwback for some of you, but with a bit of modern touches. For starters, it's pocket-friendly with a 3.6-inch screen and a slim, lightweight body. And it's not just nice looking, it's also durable with its rigid aluminum frame and careful soldering inside to lower electrical noise. And that extra attention helps you hear more detail in your music, even at normal listening levels. And battery life is pretty impressive too. It can run for up to 36 hours in playing 44.1 kHz FLAC files, which is excellent for a high-res player. And this also supports plenty of other formats including MP3, FLAC, WAV, DSD, and more. And here's what Andy had to say. Sony's A36 Walkman feels like a product made in an era where it shouldn't exist, and yet it's one of my favorite devices that I take with me almost everywhere. Its small, pocketable form factor makes it easy to tuck away in your pocket during a workout or jog session. The device also feels solid and well put together, and it also doubles as a USB DAC, making other devices' sound quality way better if you're into that type of thing. This device also supports all major files including MP3, AAC, FLAC, ALAC, WAV, and MQA, just to name a few off the top of my head. Next is the Astel & Kern SA700, which I ranked as the most premium, and this MP3 player is no joke. The minute you hold this, you'll realize why it's got this ranking. The look and feel just give a high-end gear vibe. It has a retro metal design with sharp lines and a bright 4.1-inch touchscreen, and you get that classic Astel & Kern with a modern interface. Now the rigid chassis is also built like a piece of high-end gear, and small touches like LED status lights and a clean interface layout add that premium feel. And inside this thing is no joke either. You get two AKM AK4492 digital to analog chips paired with a quad-core processor, and this is built to handle true high-resolution music up to 32-bit, 384 kHz, and native DSD 256. In other words, it plays studio-grade files without breaking a sweat. Now it's loaded with wireless options too. You have Wi-Fi for streaming, Bluetooth with aptX HD for higher quality wireless listening, and open app support so you can install services like Tidal, QoBuzz, Spotify, and more right on the MP3 player. And for storage, you get 128 gigabytes built in, plus a microSD slot that supports up to 1 terabyte, so you can carry a massive collection on your favorite tracks. Battery life is about 8.5 hours, which may not be as long as some others on this list, but it's still enough for a full day of listening. So if you're after some clean aesthetics with great audio, then this one won't disappoint. Up next is the Philo JM21, which I ranked as the best value, and you can also consider this a good entry-level player. But don't let that fool you, it's still plenty powerful. It runs on a Qualcomm Snapdragon 680 chip built on a 6nm processor, so the system feels fast and responsive. And while it's siping less power, it's loaded with Android 13, so you can install Spotify, Apple Music, or any other streaming apps and have full control just like you would on your phone. And of course, on the audio side, it's impressive too. It uses two Cirrus Logic CS43198 digital to analog chips and a fully balanced design paired with high-performance operational amps. And the balanced output can deliver up to 700 milliwatts per channel, which is a lot for an entry-level device and makes it easy to drive big over-ear headphones without breaking a sweat. And you get both a 3.5mm and a 4.4mm headphone jack. And the 3.5mm jack even doubles as a digital SPDIF out if you want to feed an external converter. And Philo also added a self-developed digital purification system with a 5th generation field programmable chip and dual femtosecond crystal clocks. And all of that helps keep the original sample rate on local files and third-party apps so your signal stays clean. And despite all those features, the body is still slim at about 13mm and light at 156 grams, making it super easy to carry in your pocket. And battery lasts up to 12.5 hours, and you get 32 gigabytes of storage built in, with support for a microSD card up to 2 terabytes, so you can carry a huge music library on the go. And if you're still not convinced, then here's what Michael had to say. I fell in love with it only after a few hours. This is my 4th Philo player, and I mostly knew what to expect when I purchased it. The size and weight of the JM21 feels comfortable. It feels solid like my other Philo players, X1, X3, and X5. Those players have held up to heavy usage and survived getting dropped too many times, and all of them are still functional. Finally, at number 1 is the Shanling M3X MP3 MP4 player, which I ranked as the best overall. And this player is built to handle just about everything. It has a 4.2-inch sharp IPS screen with a 3:2 ratio, so it's not only great for music, but can also play video up to 1080p. And inside it uses two ES9219 digital to analog chips with full hardware MQA decoding up to 16 times unfolding, so you can enjoy true master quality files without putting a heavy load on the processor. And it also runs on an octa-core Snapdragon 430. Now let's not forget storage and memory. You get 2 gigabytes of memory with 32 gigabytes of storage built right in, plus a microSD slot that supports up to 2 terabytes so you can carry an enormous library. And battery life is pretty good too. You get up to 23 hours in a single DAC mode, about 20 hours in dual mode, around 19 hours from the 4.4 balanced jack, and up to 46 hours in Bluetooth playback. And with an output power of about 240 milliwatts at 32 ohms on high gain, it's strong enough to drive many portable headphones with ease. You also get 3.5mm single-ended and 4.4mm balanced output, two-way Bluetooth and LDAC and other codecs, and USB digital audio, so you can even use it as a converter with your phone or computer. And here's what Mike had to say. Happy with this unit as a replacement for my old iPod Classic. I love having dedicated controls for FF, RW, pause, volume, and skip. No need to look at the unit to make things happen. And that's all for today. I hope this list helped you choose the perfect MP3 player. And if you find something you like, don't forget to check the description to find the links to all the MP3 players mentioned in this video. Thanks for watching.